don't like steak. Like, how does that go?
Listen, in Fredericton, I said that's the worst piece of meat I've ever eaten in my life. Filet, tenderloin. And I said, look, I am really sorry. She said, how was it? I said, I can tell you the truth. And that's what I told her. And I said, she said, you know.
When you're ready, gentlemen, no rush.
I'm just telling you a story.
Okay, you're not telling me a story at the moment. Should I stay?
I was telling Sean a story.
Oh, Sean.
My
I
mom.
don't know if you want to hear it.
My mom. I'm like, mom has to deal with him sending steaks and food back because he used to be a butcher. Dad used to cut.
Steak I ever had.
Where'd you eat it?
Horrible. It was in Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Canada.
Do they have good meat?
They always have good meat, but it was a horrible piece of meat. And there's a lady come over, waitress, said, how was your dinner? I said, it was the worst piece of meat I've ever had in my life.
Oh, no. He's embarrassing.
And she just said, listen.
Yeah.
And we talked, and she said, would you put that in writing so I can give it to my manager? Absolutely. So she brought me over a little pad, and I wrote it out. Because he's not gonna believe what I'm telling her. I said, fine. So here it is, and I tipped her 30%. I tipped her well.
Wasn't her fault.
Because she would. No, it wasn't not.
It wasn't her
bad
fault.
piece
It
of
was
meat.
not her fault. If I'm going to tip, it's not because of.
It's service.
It's service. It's not because of the guy in the back room. But if it's really bad.
I should get a huge tip though, because I cooked and I served you.
You bugger.
Right? I know, it's crazy.
You bugger. Anyway, but the situation is that I don't blame the waitress for a bad meal back there. And it's not only the chef might be good, but it's the guy beyond him that orders the bloody meat.
We get all of our meat from the same place.
You're good, okay? Outback is perfect.
Not in every way. But
No, but
Some restaurants.
I always say, if you're going to have a good steak, go to Outback. So.
we're consistent. I have to admit that.
Yeah. No, it is. It's good.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy about that.
I'm very happy that you were happy with your steak. It's good to send it back. I'm bloody embarrassed.
Listen, if it wasn't good, you'd be so sorry to know that you were serving me.
You know, thank God. I think someone's watching me tonight.
Anyway, it was steak here was great. I have had some of the worst steaks I've ever eaten in my life with Linda, and we're eating there. How the hell can you say when somebody comes, how's your steak? Thank you, it's good. Not bad, it's horrible. This is the worst steak I've ever eaten. And that's the way I am. I've sent that, more steaks. That tonight was a 9. I've had 9.5s, 9.75s. That's the only one that went above 10.
I'll never forget that steak.
That steak was a 10 plus.
What was that called?
No, we had 10
Oh, the restaurant.
Oh,
Harbor 60 Steakhouse.
Yes. And it was a client of yours.
Yep.
That was
phenomenal steak.
That was the best.
I remember it. It was thick. It was very thick, but it was tender and tasty. I don't know. I remember that steak, and it was probably one of the best steaks I've ever had.
I'll tell you why it was number 11. The only 11 I've ever distributed a steak ever. 10 I've done. 9.5, 9.75 again. I've only had one 11, and that was that night. And I'll tell you why. It was as tender as I've had its 10s. Okay, I've had 10s. That was a 10, tenderized. Presentation, 10, 10. Sean, that steak was that thick. It was this big right there. It was that big, but the thing is that from the top to the bottom, all the way through, it was exactly the same texture, just like that tuna.
Yeah.
Red from top to bottom.
Yeah.
That steak was all the way through. It doesn't happen. You always get a little bit of brown up top, a little bit of brown at the bottom, and a little bit of this. All right? That steak was the best presentation steak that I've ever eaten. It had steaks that tasted good, but that was the best. Absolutely. So if you're ever talking to that guy again, with your student,
Tony.
with Tony. Anyway, that was best presentation steak I've ever had in my life, and I've had them everywhere. Chris Bruce Steakhouse from New York City to anywhere else. I think I'm an expert in steak. I am. And that was the best. That was the very best that I've ever had. You treated Peter Scott so well, and your friend who owned that gave us the appetizer.
Wine.
No, the wine. Absolutely. So we didn't order any more wine, but he also gave us the dessert,
Which was good.
Oh, fantastic. And the steak was fantastic.